Hi there, this is Two Legs Better. So that's me, Two Legs Better. And welcome to my channel. This is Two Legs Better. And today's episode is badminton. So this is the feather shuttle, the badminton, and this is the racket. So, and in today's episode, I want to talk a little bit more about a great doubles player. And my last episode, I talked about how I rank the top players in the world, and this is one of the top players. I wouldn't say he's above everybody else. I think Henry Setia won, Zheng Sui and several others are still up there, but this guy is definitely in the same group, in the same category, and his name is Zhang Nan, and this is him. And hold on, let me transition there. Yep, this is him. This is Zhang Nan, and he's from China. I've been watching him play for a long time, since he was a younger player, and I pay attention to him. At the beginning, I was like, he wasn't the most impressive one. He was like, he's tall, he's rangy, he's okay, but his smash is not necessarily the shattering the world or anything like that. But somehow he just wins, and part of that is because his partner was great too. That's Zhao Yunlei. But then later he changed the partner. He also wins. So let me show you what he accomplished. Okay, he's you look at this. In the Olympic Games, he won 2 gold medals. One in mixed double with Zhao Yunlei. That's in 2012, and also won the bronze in 2016 in Rio, and then won the men's double with Fu Haifeng. That's a new pair. Remember, they are a new pair. And then for the world championship, he won the men double with Liu Cheng, and that's a younger player. And then the mixed double, of course, there's a lot. They won 3 gold and 2 bronze. By the way, you see the 2018, the last one, they lost to Zheng Sui and Huang Yaqiong. So, but that's just some of the achievement that Zhang Nan has. And the great thing about Zhang Nan is how he can use them in a very appropriate way. He's just his technical awareness and things like that is it's just mind-boggling. So I kind of want to show you that in this video. And this is a game between Fu Haifeng and Zhang Nan against King Gigong and Kim Sarong. I know the Chinese way of pronouncing these names, but these are Korean players. The pronunciation is a little bit different, but there are 2 Kims. These 2 Kims, you may not be familiar with their names, but at one point they were the future of Korean men's double. They did well, but they never really had huge accomplishments like others, like Lee Yong-dae. But who could? Few could. Anyway, but they are still top players, the world-class players. And this is a great game. I know we are starting from the middle. It doesn't really matter because we just only comment on a few of the plays. I will offer my comments along the way. So let's get into it. Okay, here is one thing you got to understand is this. For the professional players, as a complete player, you can play all the shots. You play all the shots. In order to do that, there are some things that's easier said than done. That is, first you got to be behind the shuttle. So put yourself in position. When you are in position, only when you're in position, you can play all the shots. You can play anywhere. And then you need to have the technical savvy to do that. Most amateur players don't. they don't understand how the shuttle can be hit in that position and get there, let alone do it themselves. So that's the most difficulty. So that's one of the reasons I'm coaching, and also one of the difficulties I'm facing in my coaching is that how to convince people they can do that and teach people to get to that level. But that's a different issue. So, but I think it's worth bringing up. So let's take a look at what I mean by that. Okay. So that's the previous one. That's the previous one. Okay, this one. I want you to see this one. All right. So you see the shuttle is a straight push. A straight push is pretty high, and it's just right in front of the second Korean player. This guy, this one, the behind player. Okay. Now he was ready, and I also want you to notice the front player. He moved to the side slightly to give and also make himself small. So to give enough room for his partner to maneuver to play. And that's great play. That's just great. You got to be experienced, a great player in order to do that. And I want you to look at the second player. This player, he's looking at the shuttle, but his eyes are also eyeing his opponents. Now, here are something you may not attention to these as well. So the one who just played the shuttle, this one is Zhang Nan. So he pushed it, and most players, a lot of amateur players, they play a shot, then they stay there. That's not how you do it. You should let your body momentum carry you forward. So that's why you see he's going forward. Now there are a few things here. Now, because the shuttle is kind of fast, your opponent may make the mistake to return to where you are. And that's what people usually do, because for most people, they have a tendency to return the shuttle where it came from. If they do that, Zhang Nan is already there. He's going to kill it. Okay? And also, because he did that, it's an unbalanced position between him and Fu Haifeng. So Fu Haifeng is right here. Now, basically, in this formation, the Zhang Nan is covering this part of the court, and Fu Haifeng is covering the whole other part of the court. Okay, so that's kind of the thing, the formation. Now, from the Korean perspective, from this guy's perspective, I think it's Kim Ki-jong. So he's using his racket. Let me show you. I know that, but I can't show you on the video because the video is not clear. But you can see that this is how he's holding the shuttle. That's the backhand grip, and then it's on his left side, and slightly goes sideways. So ready to push. So what he does is he needs to push it forward and rotate the head, and then hit the shuttle and get it back. So now, because he's such a professional, he can do it anywhere. He literally can do it this way, middle, or cross. But remember, this is like a flat drive, and he can't. He can do that. Okay, so he can push it to all three positions. Now, what make him decide where to go? He needs to see where the opponents are. So you look at the position. So where is a good position to put it? Well, the best position is probably here, because that's a big empty space, and it could cause confusion because both players could get there. So that's a great place to be. But of course, if you push it to the side, there's also a danger to push it outside or too long or something. So, and let's see where he puts it. See that? So he pushed it right past the Zhang Nan and to here. Now, another thing I want you to notice is that the great thing about these players is that, like Zhang Nan, his play is very clean. He understands whose responsibility that is. So he didn't try to get it. A lot of players would try to get it. When you try to get it, you are disrupting your own partner. Your partner will be the only one that's disrupted. So look at Zhang Nan. Zhang Nan is like, okay, so it's not my business, so I'm going to go back and waiting to see, get out of the way, let my partner handle the job. So Fu Haifeng returned it, and then that's a smash. This is also a typical defensive stance. So that's one player. That's another player. You see, it's facing the shuttle. So that's another typical stance. And I also want you to notice that the Zhang Nan is pushing his racket in position to defend, but he didn't swing it. So this is, he's ready. If Fu Haifeng doesn't do it, he will do it. And one thing that's worth noting is that Zhang Nan is a little bit back. If Zhang Nan could go a little bit front, then this one would be his. But it's also a great placement. It's right in between the two players. So Fu Haifeng returned that using the backhand. Okay, that was a great return by Fu Haifeng. Fu Haifeng just returned it across the court. But I want you to see where the foot is of the Korean players. See where the foot is. It's in the middle of the court. That means it's short. So this is the thing about a defense like this. And this one, if Zhang Nan took the defensive shot, it would be much easier to push it further. But because Fu Haifeng took it, it was a little bit difficult. It also backhand defense. So, but I'm not questioning their play here. I think either one could take it. This is just one of the possible outcomes, and either way, it's a great smash, and it's an okay defensive play, but not necessarily great one. But okay, so he was in the middle of that, and just notice his posture here. You see, after you hit the smash, you immediately go forward. Your center of gravity goes forward, and he smashed it across. He could smash it straight, but this is how much he respects Zhang Nan's defense, because he knew that Zhang Nan's defense is great, so he crossed it. And it's also, it's good to smash in between two players to cause confusion, and that's Fu Haifeng. Fu Haifeng's defense is not necessarily the best in the world, okay? He's great. He's great at a lot of things. His defense is not bad either, it's just a... Okay, so his return was not on par, and so it was just put back in front of the net. It was blocked. So, but it's a great sequence. You can see the two Korean players. They are very, very good. Okay, so Fu Haifeng's return was great, and Zhang Nan's smash was good. I want you to notice a little bit about the last rally. Okay, the last rally, Zhang Nan intentionally keeps the shuttle on his side. Part of that is to protect Fu Haifeng, because Fu Haifeng's defense is not necessarily his forte, and Zhang Nan trying to do that. And the opponent, the Koreans know that. They still try to direct it to Fu Haifeng. It's just it's smart play by Zhang Nan, but also smart play by the Koreans. See that? You see that? So first the return, and then to that, and then you see Zhang Nan just flipping it to the side, and that's a very good shot, to the back corner there, because the two Korean players are both at the center. So that's a great shot there. And then Zhang Nan moves to the left to defend. You see the little hop here? You see the little hop Zhang Nan did to here. And he still directed to Fu Haifeng, and Fu Haifeng used backhand defense, but it didn't really pass the front player, and so, but of course put him in a bad position, so he had to use the backhand, and goes back to Zhang Nan, and Zhang Nan just put it right back there. This one is a tactical choice. You gotta understand that, because you see one player here, one player here, so you would assume either here in front of the net or here. That's the gap. That's where those two are the gap is. So this place and this place, these two are where the gap is. But he didn't try to push it to these gaps. He still tried to push it kind of to here. It's basically try to keep it to his side because he knew they were defending. So, and then another smash. You see, it's still going back to that side. And this one actually would be a nice choice if he can do that. But it's not easy because the front player is there to intercept it. So, and it was cross back to Fu Haifeng. And that, I think that lift wasn't high enough. Let's see. That was a great sequence. Okay, let's take a look at that. It's just great play from both sides. Okay, so Fu Haifeng pushed it, but I want you to notice Fu Haifeng is a little bit unlike Zhang Nan, right? He pushed it forward, but he didn't really go forward because this is not his forte. His forte is at the back. That's his strength, and he also kind of trusted his partner. So he pushed it, his momentum carried him a little bit front, but then immediately he went back. And the Korean players saw that, and so he just pushed it right in front of the net, in front of Zhang Nan. And you got to see that wasn't a very good return. It's pretty high. Why? Because he doesn't have to make it too tight, because when it's too tight, sometimes you kind of miss, right? So this is not too tight. So because neither player is there, Fu Haifeng is going back and Zhang Nan is at the back. So he pushed it a little bit high, and then Zhang Nan goes forward to do that. And I also want you to pay attention to the foot, the front right foot and the back foot going up, and the arm, the left arm, and then the racket. You see how the racket is facing up? So all these things, these are the things that you do. And then Zhang Nan pushed it a little bit to the mid-court area. He also has different choices. He could do the cross, the cross, or the forward, and he chose to do the forward. Okay, and that is a great choice, mostly because the momentum of the two Koreans, because the front Korean player tried to cover the net, and the back one is trying to cover the other corner. So they are moving in a different direction. So Zhang Nan is so smart to put it in there. So he had to go back to get it. And you see how low it is. It's almost right above the floor. That's the ability of these players. And he was able to get it, but it's not high quality. You see that? He tried to lift it across the court. That's definitely not a good choice. He should lift it straight. But it's so fast. It's so difficult to do. So he lifted it to the front, to the center of the court. Pay attention to where Fu Haifeng's feet are. They are like almost a meter in front of the double service line. That's like mid-court area. So that's really not very not deep enough from the defensive point. So, and Fu Haifeng's smash is great. That's his forte. So when he smashed it and the return wasn't good enough, it was high above the court and Zhang Nan just got it. But even this one, I kind of want, let's take a look at this. All right, again, so push it. Okay, now, this one, of course, is high above the court. So you can see the shuttle. The shuttle is here. The shuttle is here. So the shuttle is here. So Zhang Nan goes up. Zhang Nan is here. Goes up, can smash it. Now, the thing is, not all smashes are the same. Because Zhang Nan is in position, he can do it. He can smash it here. He can smash it straight in between or to the side. Okay. Now, these two Korean players, they are great defenders. So if it's straightforward, it's not that difficult to return. But Zhang Nan can, at the last moment, to change it. So he smashed it to this side. So that basically kills it. Let's see. See that? So he goes up and kills it. Well, I shouldn't say kills it. Push it downward, and Kim, he definitely is a Kim. So he's in a very bad position, but he still managed to get it back behind his back, but of course it's very high, and then just Zhang Nan just Zhang Nan just jump high and smash it. This is the thing about Zhang Nan. He's not a great smasher, but it was a great location. What do I mean by that? Let's see. Okay. Now, the shuttle is really high on the side. So where do you smash? He could smash it across the court in between the two Korean players, but he chose to do it straight to the side. And why is that a good choice? It's because that basically puts your opponent in a corner. That's your corner. And the corner is very hard to get out of it. So although, and he knows, he didn't kill it, but he set it up. He set everything after that up. You see that? You see that? So he set everything up because after he smashed, he was out of the frame a little bit. He's jumping there. And Fu Haifeng is already going up because Fu Haifeng he knew that it's not going to go far. He doesn't need to protect here because, he just doesn't have to. Well, maybe if they did that, it would be a great shot and that would be a different story. But he doesn't have to. Okay, you see that? So it was a bad. It was not a very great defensive play, but it was a defensive play. It still defended. So, and then he smashed it, and then it was. Right? And the last winning shot was actually a half smash. It was that trajectory. If it's a full smash, it's going out of bounds. That's why the Korean player just hesitated a little bit. That was a great sequence. Okay, it shows you the ability of both parties. All four of them are world class, top players in the world. This one, I want to show you the technique Zhang Nan used. Okay, now you see that. This is another thing that if you're amateur players, you need to pay attention. Look at their movement. Remember, these are big guys. Zhang Nan is over 180 centimeters and Fu Haifeng is about the same height. And they have a great range. Even then, see how tight they are. Fu Haifeng, after he served, he basically goes forward to protect the net. And then Zhang Nan goes forward too to protect his behind. So that's how you should play. in doubles, even in men's doubles. Okay, and then okay, now look at Zhang Nan's hand. Look at Zhang Nan's hand here. That is a forehand grip, which means the thumb is on the side, on the longer side, the forehand grip, and hit it from like a backhand way from the forehand position. I know it's confusing. So I don't. Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing about this one is, I think if you watch my episode on grips, I talked about literally you can grip the racket any way you want, as long as you have the right way to generate the power. You can hit it. You can hit the shuttle back to where you want it to go. It's just that there are some fundamental ones, mostly used ones. There are also some unusual ones, you know, and this is one of the unusual ones. But if you use it effectively, it can be really effective, like this case what Zhang Nan does. And also, can you see that how low Fu Haifeng made himself is? He's almost on the floor. It's just that, you know, give partner enough room to maneuver, and Zhang Nan used the grip and then just hit the shuttle, and the shuttle goes back, and that's a winning shot. See that? So, but anyway, so this is an episode about Zhang Nan, and so that will be it for today's episode. And again, this is Two Legs Better. Please subscribe and please share and please come back. And in the meantime, you have a great day. Bye.